Hello everyone, this is Chris Jamel at Exciton Interactive, and this will be a short and sweet introduction. So in this video we are going to take care of creating our mobile navigation. So of course we'll have the markup and the styling, and in this case we need some JavaScript for some user interaction. So if we're in the mobile view, so less than 1024 pixels in our case here, if you click on the mobile menu here, this hamburger menu, whatever you want to call it, we'll have a navigation menu pop out. And if you click on it again, it will animate back out again. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing that we're going to do is modify slightly what I did previously. And if we look in here, we have this definition for a logout, and it's this form with the button, blah blah blah. So this is contained within a UL, so we have a little bit misformed HTML. This thing should have actually been contained within an LI element, so we're going to fix that. That's taken care of. Alright, so now what we want to do is to have this mobile navigation, and so it's separate from the nav bar. We want this element to slide down basically behind it in front of the content. So we'll put this outside of the nav, and in this case I just made a div, who knows, give it a class of mobile menu and mobile menu for the ID, and inside of there is going to be a UL. And now we can put our articles, applications, stop it, videos, put an LI in here, we'll see why here, but LI, I want an HR with a separator class, and then, so if the user is authenticated, add account and log out. It's not HTML or not JavaScript, so else don't do it. And in here we have the register and log out. Save that. Of course we'll change the markup, so refresh, and we have things working correctly here. At least it's being displayed. And let's go into the styling here. So we've dealt with this logout problem already. So let's go ahead and deal with first things first. So inside of the authenticator we have icons included with the links. There's icons, and inside there we decided to have a little space between the icon and the text, and that's inside authentication, which has this link icon class. We're going to pull that out and just bring it out to the top. So then it will apply now to everything that has a link icon class, which includes the ones that we've just added for the mobile navigation. Alright, also within authentication we have this styling for this button. Pull that out and save it. Why is it up to date? Sometimes this thing goes all funky. I'm trying to use this, seeing what I think about Firefox's mobile developer version, and been having a few issues. It might just be me. But so I pulled the style out, and we can see now the logout buttons are back to their ugly logout button cells. And we're going to come up to the top of our style sheet and add a mix-in logout button. Paste that inside. Those extra spaces back down to the authentication. And here all we then have to do is include logout button. Save that. Fix that logout button. Since we're talking about it, let's just come down here. We'll create a new .mobile menu, I think is what I called it. And let's go ahead and include the logout button here. Save it, and we're good. And we've got add some styles here. So let's close. Oops, that's not the one I wanted to shrink. Shrink this thing. Now we shrink that. All right. So back to our mobile menu here. We're going to go ahead and set the position to absolute. And while we're at it, we'll put a background color of background color. So we get the white. Z index for 0. We want this thing to slide out behind that navigation bar. And I think the last thing, no, we'll do a width 100%. We'll do the transform. We're going to have it start, of course, closed, not open, but we'll come back to that. We want to see what we're doing while we're doing it. We'll go ahead and add include media greater than, and that's the mobile break width, and display none. So we'll just remove it. I think that will take care of it. So if for whatever reason the main navigation or the mobile navigation is shown and maybe orientation is changed and now it no longer is needed, if the user hasn't clicked to close it, it would still be there. So we'll set display none. That way it won't be shown even if it's left open for some reason. So now we'll do some styling on the list. Previously we've set the display flex on the list elements. So we are on order list. We can set the flex direction now to column. So that will stack them up. And let's do border color. And we have a navigation border color. Border style solid. Let's include border width. This is a SAS thing. It'll just do all of them for me, and then you can just type them, of course. Okay, save that. So now we have a border on the bottom of the list, which is the same as the border in the bottom of the navigation bar. Let's do a little styling on our anchors, and inside of here we'll just say justify content center. That'll move all of those to the center. So we'll do something for the form, and so the form contains the logout button, and then there's anchors on all the others. So we'll include some padding, I think. Yeah, padding of 15 pixels top and bottom, and I'm not setting left and right. Save that so we get a little more space to us. We have that separator. Separator. This width isn't required. Like I said, there's some styling that I'm adding, so I'm replacing this for the Xton Interactive mobile main navigation. Some styling on the site causes HRs to have a fixed width. Of course, it's across the 100% now, but I'm in the notes and I don't want to change it. I'm tired of changing things. And so we'll set the color also to the what are you doing, separator, so border color. And I wanted to adjust the margins a little bit, include margin 0.5 EM, top and bottom, nothing left and right. Save it. There we go. We have our button there. And the last thing that we need to deal with is the logout, or we have, logout button. So every LI in the list, in our ULs, have a class on it called link. So we are able to then say text align center, and that moves our logout to where it belongs. So it looks like everything is working the way, or looks the way that we want it to. So what we'll do is return to the top of our styles here, and what we'll do is to say for the mobile menu, transform, and we want translate on the Y, and we'll just move this thing up minus 101%. So now it's gone. And we need a way to get it back, right? So we're going to be able to click on this hamburger menu. So we have the, no we don't, I'm creating it. So inside the source, components, main nav folders, we have our style sheet, and now we need to create this main-nav.component.ts file. So here we are, and it's obviously blank. So we're going to start by defining const animation options. So it's just an object. And here we'll have a direction, which is normal. We'll have a duration, 250 milliseconds, easing, ease in, out, fill, forwards. In case I didn't mention it, and in case you don't realize these settings here, we're going to use the web API functionality to do the animation. So these are our animation options. And now we're going to create a couple of functions to help us out. Function animate out. We're going to pass in an element, which is going to be an HTML element. Apparently I have something funky going on with the typing for the animation API. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So we'll just bypass any problems and cast our element there. Animate. In an animate here, we need to have an object. So what we're trying to animate is transform. We'll then have an array for that of strings and translate y. So this is animating out. So we're going to go from 0 to that minus 101%, commas. And comma, we're going to put animate options here. I'm going to put this up here so it doesn't complain. And then we are going to now return false. As I look at that, yeah, that's fine. We'll put false. What I was thinking in my mind is that on the animate property, we could do the on completed, on finished. I'd have to look and see what the naming is, but this will work. So function, let's just copy it. So we have animate out. We need animate in. So same deal, except this is going from 101 minus 101% to 0, and we're going to return true. Well, I didn't say. We'll see why here in a second. The returns. So let is mobile menu open. So we'll start out close. So we'll say false. We need to get a hold of our mobile menu, which is document.get element by ID. That has a mobile menu ID. All right. So now what we need is to get a hold of our hamburger menu out there, the bars. And so we say document.get element by ID, mobile toggle, and add event listener. Click. I'm not too worried about lifespans because I said this thing exists on every page, so it needs to be there. And yeah, fine. So now we'll say e.prevent default. Yeah, so we'll say const animate. So that's a function. It's going to depend on whether the mobile navigation menu is open. So if it is open, then we want to animate out. If it is not opened, we need to animate in. And so now we say is mobile menu open, and that's equal to animate. And now we pass in the mobile menu. Good to go. And one more thing here. What we're going to do here is not strictly needed. I just tired of TSLint complaining at me. Could adjust the rules, but sure they're good rules and exist for a reason. So we're just going to return some unused function. So of course nothing's going to happen now because we need to include this code in the page, and luckily we have a file that's included on every page, and that's the main.page.ts file. Same page that we're including all of our icons in. So if we just come down here, we can say import, just import from components, main nav, that's the one. Save it, and now hopefully we click the button and we get our mobile navigation to open, and mobile, that's an interesting, we could make that to work, right? I mean, that's not terrible. It's kind of crazy, but you know. So that problem's coming because I decided somewhere to do a little extra deleting. So no, I didn't add it in the first place. So all we're doing is translating in the Y direction. Save it again. Now our mobile navigation is behaving the way that we expect, and so that takes care of mobile navigation. I think in the next video should, I think, be close to the end of our navigation situation. What I'm also going to do is include this sort of you know, these cookie consent. So now they have to give this message to the user saying that you're going to use cookies and this is a way you're going to use it, and so on and so forth. So we'll include that in the main navigation area, and you know, we'll see that in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.